Welcome. Scott here. Here is a quick boss guide for the upcoming story chapter event, Act 4 Chapter 6 Part 2 The Gift of Mortality, featuring the returning Yda from Final Fantasy XIV and Lunafreya from Final Fantasy XV. The event synergy units are Yda, Raijin, Machina, Lunafreya, Steiner and Braska. Yda FR and BURST will be making their debut. Both Yda and Lunafreya will get their reworks and FR boards unlocked. All featured units will be getting their level 50 force enhancements. We will be fighting 2 Needlesnake, which has 350 million HP each. They do not have any major resistances. The turn requirement is 50. The HP requirements is 1000. Before I continue further, here is a small disclaimer clause for the video. The guide is written based on the time that the event was released for the Japanese version. Please do note that it is possible that the boss fight mechanics might differ when the actual event is released in global. Like most other Shinryu fights, the boss gains increased brave damage and gain resistances at start of the fight and 79% HP threshold. Bringing a support like Iris, Setzer, Rosa, Queen, Braska, Rem, Yuna, Pernello, Charlotta, Aerith, Ramza, Ignis, Selpha, Fujin, Sarah, Lunafreya, or Siren that grants damage boosting aura will make your fight easier. As the boss gains substantial boost to their defenses with the auras, it is important to inflict debuffs that lower their defenses. On the screen, I have listed down the examples of the key utility that you can consider for this fight. Generally, as a trend of the ongoing fights, the fight for this one also featured limited mechanics. After every turn that the boss takes, they will gain brave that scales off 150% of its initial brave thanks to the post-turn brave regen effects. If you don't handle the brave gain and let accumulate high enough, you probably will see the snakes repeating using their bite HP attack. The boss force time have a nasty effect that prevent your party gaining any brave, which limited your brave overflow and make units that rely on brave gains facing a big handicap. Fortunately, the force time effects can be easily cancelled with any melee FR. Generally, the fight is not too difficult to handle. If you are finding it difficult, it could be probably you are not building your units correctly. Generally, you can make use of counter units like Ruby Conte, Calger, Beatrix, Orin, Core, Cater, or use trap-based debuff units, Ace, Quina, Maria, Minwoo. You can do boss no turns with the standard rush-down team comp involving delay, launch and follow-up attacks. You can also cheese the fight with the infamous cheese comps of Adaroth or Ult Quina. It is also worth noting that this fight features Crystal Sparkles time-limited mission, which will get you additional 750 Crystal Sparkles with a crystal color-based team comp. For example, if you finish the fight with Green Crystal Party involving Yda, you can meet the Crystal Sparkles time-limited mission. As we are no longer have Lunafreya plus fights, the boss guide will be focused primarily on Shinryu fights. In Shinryu, you need to understand the effects gained by the boss as the force gauge build up, its force ability and its force time effect. As your party has low force levels, it is highly certain that the boss force gauge will build up faster than yours. To have a better understanding on the basics of the force gauge mechanics and Shinryu fights, I have done a video explaining the mechanics. I have included the link to the video under the comments and video description for your quick reference. Throughout the fight, the boss will also gain 4% charge rate up when your party members act. The boss will recover brave that equates to 150% of its initial brave after its turn end thanks to the post-turn brave regen effect. The boss force gauge will build up faster as its HP is lowered. You can refer to the table on the screen for the percentages. At the 100% threshold, the boss will use its force ability, Frag Blast Plus, which is a reset break status, followed by an AoE Magic Brave plus HP attack. Upon using the force ability, the boss will enter into its force time where the gauge will start to emit a red hue with a counter of 10 on its gauge. When the force time is activated, the boss will gain the following enhancements. Your party will not be gaining any brave. To deal the boss force weakness which remove the boss force time, you can just simply use a melee FR. Now, let us go through the fight key mechanics. Like the recent battles, fight features minimal mechanics. The boss will rotate between Needle Blast and a generic Brave attack. Both attacks are single target. Needle Blast is a single target magic Brave attack. The boss will recover Brave that equates to 250% of its initial Brave after its turn's end. If the boss HP is high, it will use the Bite HP attack. To handle this, you can deploy a hit and counter strategy involving the usual off-turn team comps with Almighty Ruby Conte and Kelger, off-turn attackers such as Beatrix or Core, and the cover tanks such as Orin, Gladio, and Golov. You can also use the turn disable strategy to prevent the boss act and turning them into punching bags for an easy victory. Alternatively, you can use the standard rush down team comp with launch, delay, and follow-up attackers. It is important to note that the fight features a Crystal Sparkles time-limited mission. To get the reward, you need to clear the Shinryu stage with Crystal Color theme comp. You can do it with the usual solo champions such as Ruby Conte or Kelger, or deploy a Green Crystal Quest trio to complete the requirements. To check whether you have cleared the requirements, please check the event tab in your missions menu. With the boss mechanics explained, let us proceed to the featured FR burst units. Let me start off with the Queen of Utility, Lunafreya. Lunafreya is a magic ice enchanter with true water enchant on her FR. She is often used in the early days of Shinryu but has fall off lately due to the lack of damage. Now she has gotten her upgrades. Her turn utility is still useful as ever. When her Oracle stacks reaches 4, you get access to her powerful prayer commands. Depend on the party position, you get different kind of party prayers when you use her LD. Quick prayer raises Brave damage by 20%, HP damage by 10% and free turns and instant turns. The buff lasts for 2 turns. Heavy prayer raises Brave damage and HP damage by 50%, and max Brave cap by 10%. It will also allow the party member deals 10% true HP damage. The buff duration has been upgraded to 5 turns. As these buffs offer very strong effect, they cannot be extended unfortunately. If you have her BT aura active, the buff's grants will last an additional turn. It is important to note that her LD call is a must for any player who intends to play this game for long term. It is useful for farming or any co-op as well. For veteran players, she is an old toy that gets a reasonably nice upgrade. For new players, she is a very good long-term investment for the utility that she provides any party setup. She can also charge the force gauge with her S1. If you are new to the game, I would suggest you to check out her infographic page at the Tonberry Troop website for more details. Her FR will deal AoE Magic Brave plus HP attack for 4 times. During the force time, the party will gain the following auras: True Water Enchant, Brave Regen that equates to 100% initial Brave and 20% HP Regen. Her force conditions have easy to meet conditions. Dealing Ice Brave damage will get 40% HP damage bonus per turn. Form a party of ice attackers or non-elemental units. Dealing Water Brave damage will get you another 40% HP damage. You will meet this regardless whichever unit you use, as Lunafreya grants True Water Enchant which will overwrite any elemental base attack. If the ability grants a buff to allies on turn, you will get 20% HP damage bonus. Most charging abilities grant buffs to allies, so you can also abuse it with supercharging strategy for 70% per turn. Units that grant buffs are the cover tanks, Orin, Golov, and Gladio, along with party buffers like Warrior of Light, Afma, Core, etc. Generally, this is a good FR with great utility, and its benefits will heavily dependent on the party setup you are using. Let me cover a bit on her BT aura. The BT aura lasts 10 turns. The BT aura also allow any buffs granted by Lunafreya to be extended by 1 turn. Like most BT auras, it will grant some standard party auras. It will raise the party Brave damage plus 50%, Brave damage cap plus 50%, HP damage plus 20%, max brave cap by 20%, brave gains by 20% and stolen max brave overflow by 30%. Now let me proceed to talk about the other featured FR burst unit, Yda. Now let us talk about our new damage queen, Yda. Yda has gain upgrades that gives her more skills uses and more HP dumps. Her S1 has 8 HP dumps on the normal version and 12 dumps on her plus variant, her S2 has 9 HP dumps, her EX has 8 HP dumps and her LD has 12 HP dumps with a turn delay effect. She also offers HP poison that scales off 100% of her attack stats. Her LD has an investment value for using a damage nuke call or pair her with Sephiroth for the infamous Idaroth combo. Her FR is an AoE melee brave plus HP attack. During the force time, the party will gain the following auras when breaking or attacking broken targets: 50% HP damage up and 50% max brave cap up. Her force conditions have easy to meet conditions. Use a melee ability will get you 40% HP damage bonus. Just form a party of melee attackers with Yda. Inflict break or attacking broken targets will get 40% HP damage bonus. Generally, this is another generic FR for a melee-based team comp. Her FR Echo offers decent damage output. Let me cover a bit on her BT aura. The BT aura lasts 10 turns. Like most BT auras, it will grant some standard party auras. It will raise the party brave damage plus 50%, brave damage cap plus 50%, HP damage plus 30%, and max brave cap by 30%. The BT aura stacks will upgrade as Yda takes a turn. For Yda, you will get no bonus aura when her BT stack is at level 1. At level 2, Yda will get a total aura of 70% brave damage up, 100% brave damage cap, 90% HP damage up and 90% HP damage cap. At level 3, Yda will get a total aura of 90% brave damage up, 150% brave damage cap, 150% HP damage up and 150% HP damage cap. As a damage dealer, the BT is an essential gear for Yda. She is still usable with her LD if you are using that infamous Idaroth combo, however you need to focus your investment on Sephiroth instead. With this, I have come to the end of my boss guide presentation. Hopefully you find it useful. If you like the video, please give a like. Please subscribe to my channel for future gaming content. Good luck for the fight in the coming hours. Bye.